Alright, Victorum Gaming fans and Blood and Plunder fans, we're back. We're taking a look at Juan Corso for the Spanish, actually, for the game. We are expanding our own forces here, so we already have our French, which we've done some videos on, and we're actually going to get the starts on a Spanish force that we're going to work on. So we did pick up the special characters. So we're going to start with Juan Corso, and we'll work our way through some of the other Spanish things that we picked up. But we'll be right back after we get this guy open. All right, we're back, and we got Juan Corso unboxed here. So let's take a look at the mini itself. Again, everything with Firelock is metal. Everything's basically assembled on, I think, like all but a few of their models. So it comes on that scenic base, a little bit of flash and stuff to clean up here. I got to bend that feather back into place, but see if we can't get some details focused up here. So pretty cool model. He's got like a little throwing knife tucked in his belt, a couple of pistols, and his trusty sword. So, you know, rolling with some solid weaponry here. And then kind of in the back there is sort of flamboyant little cloak. So pretty cool model. Definitely excited to get that painted up and start working on our Spanish. And then onto his card. So we got 35 points, obviously a legendary commander. So he's got his own special force, the Juan Corso's Corsairs, Spanish Corsairs, or the Guardacostas. So command range is a little bit shorter than some of the other special heroes legendary commanders, to use the proper term, that we've seen. Only 16-inch range, but still that's a hell of a bubble. 3 command points, brace of pistols, and a standard melee weapon seems pretty normal, you know, from what we've seen. And then he's got quite a few special rules here, which is really what makes him stand out. So we got Ruthless, he's got Elan, he's got a vendetta against the English, French, and Dutch, so he basically hates everybody. Surprisal at sea, Commodore, and Resilient. So let's take a look at what all that means. So usually the special characters we've seen so far basically have like 2 or 3 special rules. This dude is loaded with them. So let's see what all that really does for us here. Surprisal at sea. If this attacking force contains ships no larger than size 1, ships may be deployed within 3 of any shoreline that is at least 15 inches away from the nearest opposing ship. Ships deployed this way must skip their first movement. So basically you can kind of use that deployment bonus to your advantage there. Obviously, to restrict your ship size a little bit, generally smaller ships. But hey, if you're playing with the ships, any kind of advantage like that, deployment advantages are always great. Resilient. So this force may apply a -1 bonus to strike test rolls, so nice little buff there. Ruthless. The unit receives a -1 bonus to shoot tests with small arms, but not explosives, and fight tests against units with more fatigue. When making an attack against multiple units, bonus is determined by the unit with the highest amount of fatigue. So basically, he's really good at pouring on sort of the pain here against units that are already a little bit more fatigued than his own unit that he's leading. So when you time that correctly, you can really, and assuming the dice are with you, really brutalize your unit that you're shooting at. Elan, the commander may use a single command point on any other unit within its command range, while the commander's unit is engaged in melee. So basically he still gets to do that, so that's pretty nice. The vendetta here, so when fighting English, French, or Dutch, this force may reroll 1 failed die in its rally test, in all rally tests, read that correctly there. So, so basically sticking around to deal with his hated enemies here. So chances are you will probably be playing against English, French, and Dutch at some point, so that will definitely come into play. And then last but not least, he's a Commodore, so when aboard a ship, this commander may increase his command range by 12 when giving actions to units on ships. So that 16 becomes 28 if you're playing with the ships. So again, really cool character all around. He's got lots of abilities here. Again, some apply mainly if you're playing with ships, but if you're also playing on land, his other bonuses and stuff and buffs really kick in too. So overall, just a well-rounded character that does a whole lot of things. Kind of a toolbox character. Definitely improves lots of different things for you. So, and more or less well worth his points. And again, depending on what force you want to put him in, we'll have separate videos down the road on his own Corsair unit, the Spanish Corsairs with Guardacostas. But, he can definitely have different uses in those different lists. It really just depends on how are you planning on using him and what kind of game you're going to be playing. So again, he's good on land and at sea. So so this is definitely a legendary commander that lives up to the hype here, I would say. So we will definitely be looking forward to getting him painted up, and then obviously the rest of our Spanish, and then definitely getting some games and battle reports for you guys. So stay tuned for that.